Turn on the news and you'll hear the same story. Californians are fleeing to Texas in droves. Austin's booming. Dallas is the promised land. Houston rivals Silicon Valley. That's exactly what they want you to believe. While Texas does get the most California transplants in raw numbers, the middle-class exodus tells a completely different story, one that politicians and real estate cartels desperately want to keep quiet. Subscribe now because we're going to tour the real 10 cities where California's middle class is actually escaping to, and it's not where you think. Spokane, where Bay Area refugees discover that $426,000 buys an actual house with a yard in this eastern Washington city, not a parking space like it would back home. This scrappy Pacific Northwest town just pulled off something remarkable. Its cost of living index dropped below 100 for the first time since 2018, making it officially cheaper than the average American metro area. While Seattle's housing market sits at a brutal 144 cost of living index, Spokane offers middle-class Californians a genuine escape valve that doesn't require eating ramen for retirement. Grant Forsyth, chief economist at Avista Corp, admits what politicians won't. With the cost of living issues we've been having in the region, especially on the housing side, this is early evidence that those pressures are starting to moderate. Translation: even economists are shocked that somewhere in the Pacific Northwest is still affordable. Starter homes in neighborhoods like Northside Indian Trail or Spokane Valley run $300,000 to $400,000. That same money might buy you a tool shed in Sacramento's suburbs. Rent averages $1,300 per month compared to California's $3,500 extortion rates. The trade-off? Groceries and healthcare run 7% higher than national averages, but you'll actually have money left over to buy groceries and healthcare. California transplants report culture shock that goes beyond weather. People don't even go over the speed limit, complained one Bay Area refugee. Apparently, following traffic laws is considered weird when you're used to Mad Max commutes on the 405. The establishment hates Spokane because it proves their narrative wrong. You don't need to choose between civilization and affordability. You just need to ignore their propaganda about where successful people are supposed to live. Boise is where 23% of new residents come from California, in this Rocky Mountain city that's become so popular with Golden State refugees that locals have started a resistance movement. A staggering 27,000 Californians relocated to Idaho in 2022 alone, with most landing in Boise or its suburbs like Meridian and Eagle. The math is simple. A $1 million California home costs $400,000 to $500,000 in comparable Texas neighborhoods. But in Boise, that money buys brand new construction with 2,000 plus square feet, a yard, garage, and mountain views that don't come with wildfire evacuation orders. Median home prices hit $525,000 in September 2025, up just 1% year over year. Remarkable stability compared to California's bipolar housing market. Meridian offers the most bang for buck with highly rated schools and family-friendly infrastructure, while Eagle delivers premium suburban living still under $600,000. The backlash is real and hilarious. Locals resent California transplants driving up prices so much that Facebook groups dedicated to California to Idaho relocation draw both genuine seekers and local resentment. They felt like Californians were an invasive species, said one transplant who moved from the Bay Area, apparently unaware that complaining about Californians while being Californian is peak California behavior. U.S. Census Bureau data shows Boise topped the nation in growth with 2.78% population increase, a trend that hasn't slowed despite locals' best efforts to make Californians feel unwelcome. MarketWatch ranked Boise the best affordable place to live in the U.S., which is like putting a target on your back for California invasion. Remote work made it possible to keep California salaries while enjoying Idaho costs, creating the ultimate arbitrage opportunity that politicians can't regulate away. Reno, where California's closest geographic escape sits just across the Nevada border, offering no state income tax and a 30-minute drive to Lake Tahoe for people who want to have their cake and eat it tax-free too. This is California's most convenient divorce, geographically and financially. Reno offers median home prices 25% lower than comparable California markets while maintaining cultural and recreational access to the Bay Area. It's like living in California without funding Gavin Newsom's high-speed rail to nowhere. The average sale price of $552,000 represents moderate savings compared to Sacramento's $500,000. But that $150,000 California equity stretches further when you're not hemorrhaging money to state income tax. Southwest Reno, Somerset, and neighborhoods near the university offer the best value for people who want to keep one foot in California culture. The reality check? Reno is no longer the bargain it was 5 years ago. The median price hit $635,000 for existing single-family homes, firmly placing it in the top 10% most expensive markets nationally. Six-figure earners now struggle to afford homes with median prices topping $635,000, proving that even Nevada can't escape California's housing insanity entirely. Tesla and other companies relocated for Nevada's business-friendly climate, doubling home prices in 8 years. Property taxes and insurance have climbed, and short-term rental regulations complicate investor strategies. It's still better than California, but that's like saying a broken leg is better than 2 broken legs. The appeal remains proximity to California family and friends, Lake Tahoe recreation, and 4 seasons with milder winters than places that actually have winter. Hit that subscribe button because the next 7 destinations prove that California's middle class isn't just escaping, they're getting revenge by living better for less money. Portland's suburbs are where nearly 40,000 Californians move annually to this Pacific Northwest metro, creating the most passive-aggressive migration story in America, as locals simultaneously benefit from and resent their new neighbors. The numbers tell a brutal story. Portland's median home of $425,000 costs 1/3 what comparable homes run in San Francisco, while Salem drops to $265,000. For Bay Area families, these figures represent generational wealth transfer, selling a California home and buying in Oregon with cash left over for a Tesla and therapy to deal with the guilt. "We got twice the house and 5 times the amount of land," said one transplant who moved from Concord to Salem. Childcare that cost nearly her entire paycheck in California became affordable. Oregon homes average 20% larger than California equivalents, often on bigger lots with actual yards where children can play without scheduling playdates. The backlash is legendary. "They do not like Californians," declared an SFGATE headline, which is rich considering San Francisco's own residents are fleeing faster than tourists from Fisherman's Wharf. Locals blame California transplants for inflating home prices, changing culture, and bringing hurry-up attitudes to communities where the biggest rush is getting to the farmer's market before the good kale sells out. One transplant noted, "Locals felt like Californians were an invasive species of some sort," apparently unaware that Californians have been an invasive species everywhere they go since the gold rush. By 2025, some California transplants are returning home, citing slower pace, limited nightlife, fewer cultural events, wildfire smoke, and triple-digit summer heat they didn't expect. Turns out, escaping California is easier than escaping California's problems. The California capital has become the top U.S. destination for homeowners looking to relocate nationally, proving that sometimes the best way to escape California is to move to a different California. The math is embarrassing for coastal elites. Sacramento's median sold home price of $522,000 sits 40% below San Francisco levels and roughly $300,000 below Bay Area suburbs. San Francisco mid-tier homes average $1.5 million, nearly 3 times Sacramento's median. Even Sacramento luxury homes under $1.7 million cost less than Bay Area starter homes. California transplants get to keep their family, friends, culture, and established networks while actually being able to afford housing. State capital amenities include UC Davis Health, cultural attractions, and a strong job market without the pretension of thinking a breakfast burrito should cost $18. Housing inventory jumped 46.1% year over year, creating buyer opportunities in a state where buyer opportunities usually means the seller only wants your firstborn child, not your entire family. Flatland geography means minimal wildfire risk compared to foothill suburbs, though you'll trade ocean breezes for 100-degree Fahrenheit summers that make you question your life choices. The Missing Middle Housing Ordinance allows multi-unit housing in single-family zones, increasing supply through the radical concept of building more houses where people want to live. Job growth runs nearly triple the statewide pace, probably because businesses can actually afford rent. Commutes to Bay Area jobs remain feasible for hybrid workers willing to spend 90 minutes each way contemplating their escape from the coastal insanity asylum. Salt Lake City, where 20% of new residents arrive from California to this mountain-ringed city, creating the most unlikely culture clash since tech bros discovered meditation retreats. Utah had 91,000 new move-ins in 2022, with roughly 18,000 people arriving from California, more than twice the number from Washington state. This migration has become a lightning rod for tensions about politics, culture, congestion, and housing prices in a state where the biggest controversy used to be caffeine in soda. Housing in the $450,000 to $550,000 range, compared to California's $739,000 median, makes the math simple, even for people who failed California's public school system. Stunning mountain recreation rivals Colorado, growing tech sector Silicon Slopes provides jobs, and family-friendly culture offers something California forgot how to do. The irony is delicious. A 2021 Utah Foundation study found Salt Lake's housing price increases were driven not by Californians moving in, but by Utah residents not moving out at normal rates. Locals are blaming California transplants for a problem created by Utahns who discovered their own state was actually pretty nice. The cultural reality check hits hard. Utah's population is predominantly LDS, creating differences for non-religious Californians who thought community values meant HOA regulations, liquor laws differ, politics skew conservative, and air quality issues from winter inversions make Los Angeles smog look refreshing. Climate migrants seeking stability find 4 distinct seasons, national parks proximity, and a growing job market in tech and finance. The trade-off? Learning to coexist with people who actually believe in things beyond their own net worth. Phoenix, where 64,000 Californians move annually to this sprawling desert metropolis, and the January 2025 Pacific Palisades fires are expected to turn that trickle into a flood. Arizona jumped from number 8 to number 6 in U-Haul's 2024 inbound migration rankings, signaling accelerating California exodus to a place where summer temperatures make Death Valley look temperate. Between 2016 to 2020, Californians accounted for 23.3% of domestic migrants in Phoenix, creating a cultural invasion that's turned Scottsdale into San Diego with worse traffic. Median home prices significantly below California's $739,000 median make the desert appealing. Assuming you enjoy living in a place where your steering wheel can give you third-degree burns, familiar desert climate similar to Southern California, no earthquake risk, and growing job market in tech, healthcare, and logistics attract families who think 115 degrees Fahrenheit is a reasonable trade-off for affordable housing. Modern infrastructure and amenities provide the suburban lifestyle that California promised, but priced out of existence. Strong school districts in Scottsdale and Gilbert offer education without the California public school experience of teaching kids to hate their own country. The 2025 wildfire catalyst changes everything. Wealthy homeowners and middle-class residents watching their neighborhoods burn are increasingly drawn to Greater Phoenix, where the biggest natural disaster risk is forgetting to water your cactus. Cultural similarities to Southern California ease the transition, while proximity to California family means you can visit for holidays and remember why you left. Year-round outdoor activities work if your definition of outdoor activities includes sprinting between air-conditioned buildings. Las Vegas, where 70,000 people moved to Southern Nevada from 2021 to 2022, discovering that living in America's playground is cheaper than visiting it, especially when you're escaping California's tax casino. The median home price of $440,000 offers housing roughly 40% cheaper than California's median, with no state income tax meaning bigger take-home pay for people who understand that keeping your own money is better than funding politicians' pet projects. Entertainment industry jobs, growing tech sector, and modern suburban infrastructure create opportunities beyond dealing cards and serving drinks. Current market conditions show homes staying on market 34 days average, indicating demand without the feeding frenzy that characterizes California real estate. Sacramento, San Francisco, and Los Angeles are top origins for Vegas movers, proving that even Californians eventually get tired of paying premium prices for declining services. The 24/7 city culture appeals to people who want options, while desert climate similar to Southern California provides familiar weather patterns. Proximity to California means 4-hour drives to LA for people who want to visit the dysfunction without living in it. Job opportunities span diverse sectors beyond tourism, from logistics to healthcare to technology companies discovering that Nevada's business climate beats California's regulatory nightmare. Lower cost of living across the board means your dollar actually stretches instead of disappearing into the void of California taxation. The trade-offs include extreme summer heat that makes Phoenix look temperate, tourist-centric culture that can feel artificial, and school quality that varies widely by district. Water concerns loom long-term, but at least you can afford to worry about water while living in a house you actually own. Twin Falls, where California's middle class discovers that $350,000 buys genuine small-town living in this southern Idaho agricultural hub, not a down payment on a condo like it would in the Bay Area. This represents the other side of Idaho's California migration story, not Boise's urban boom, but authentically affordable small-town living that middle-class families can actually afford. While Boise attracts tech workers and suburban families, Twin Falls draws people seeking true affordability and rural Western lifestyle without the pretension. Idaho Falls consistently ranks among top destinations for Boise homebuyers looking to escape their own city's California-driven price increases, creating a migration chain where Californians move to Boise, then Boise residents move to smaller Idaho towns, as even Boise becomes expensive. It's like musical chairs, except the music is housing costs and everyone's scrambling for seats. Housing in the $300,000 to $400,000 range costs half what comparable California homes demand, while small-town community feel provides something money can't buy. Neighbors who actually know your name and don't immediately ask what you do for work. Agricultural economy plus growing services sector offer employment, while genuine Four Seasons provide weather variety beyond fire season and mudslide season. The reality check hits hard for urban Californians. Very small town population of 50,000, limited job opportunities outside agriculture and services, and culture shock for people accustomed to having 17 different coffee shops within walking distance. Harsh winters and hours from major cities mean isolation that makes Zoom calls feel like lifelines to civilization. Lower stress than city living and strong community ties appeal to families seeking escape from urban crowds, assuming they can handle living somewhere that doesn't have a Whole Foods. Colorado Springs, where California refugees discover mountain lifestyle at middle-class prices in this Rocky Mountain city that offers Denver's outdoor recreation without Denver's California-level housing costs. Colorado emerged as California's number 7 destination, with 13.46% of new Colorado residents in 2021 coming from the Golden State. While Denver proper has become expensive enough to make Californians homesick, Colorado Springs serves as the affordable alternative for people seeking Colorado lifestyle, without front range prices that rival the Bay Area. San Diego and San Francisco rank in the top 10 cities sending residents to Denver Metro, but the smart money heads south to Colorado Springs, where $450,000 to $500,000 still buys mountain recreation comparable to Lake Tahoe or Mammoth. 4 distinct seasons, outdoor lifestyle infrastructure, and military presence providing job stability create appeal for families seeking escape from California's managed decline. The trend picked up post-pandemic and shows no signs of slowing, with remote work making it possible to keep California salaries while enjoying Colorado costs. Military and defense jobs from NORAD and Air Force Academy provide economic stability, while conservative-leaning culture appeals to California refugees tired of progressive policies that destroyed their home state. Mountain recreation infrastructure rivals anything California offers, with hiking, skiing, and biking opportunities that don't require permits, reservations, or environmental impact studies. Strong schools and proximity to Denver provide urban amenities within an hour's drive. The challenges include elevation adjustment at 6,000+ feet that makes sea-level Californians wheeze walking upstairs, traffic increasingly congested as more people discover the secret, and wildfire risk in surrounding areas. Water scarcity concerns echo California's problems, but at least Colorado's government isn't actively making the problems worse. Still relatively expensive compared to true bargain destinations, but the outdoor lifestyle and 4 seasons make the premium worthwhile for people who can afford it. The narrative says Californians are fleeing to Texas. The data says they're fleeing anywhere housing doesn't require selling organs on the black market. The real winners aren't the places with zero taxes or cowboy culture. They're the towns offering what California no longer does: the ability to own a home, raise kids, and retire with dignity on a working-class income. Texas gets the headlines because politicians and media need simple narratives. But the Pacific Northwest and Mountain West are getting California's middle class, and that might be the migration story that actually matters. This isn't about chasing tax breaks or political ideology. It's about where working families can actually afford to live, while politicians continue pretending California's housing crisis is someone else's fault. Give us a like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you real estate content.